is Jaron. How can I help you today? Welcome to heaven. Ooh, yeah, I mean Chick-fil-A. Roll up to your table, smiling like a fool. Sorry if I'm awkward. I was homeschooled. Hey, you don't have to bow your head. Nah. You don't have to pray for your food. Nah. Had a Bible study in the back. We already pray for you. Pre-blessed. It is my pleasure to serve you. Hey. It is my pleasure to serve you. Hey. We're serving the chicken the Lord's way, unless it's a Sunday. My pleasure to serve you. It is my pleasure to serve you. Hey. It is my pleasure to serve you. Hey. We're serving the chicken the Lord's way, unless it's a Sunday. My pleasure to serve you. Would you like perfectly crafted and drafted Polynesian sauce? Dipping and dabbing, using your napkin. You know they extra soft. Keep an eye out for the refill. Fill it up till it spill. Splash, 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 splash. Would you like coca iced tea? You know the lemon's fresh squeeze. You know it. Whatever you need, just ask, cause I can do all things. It is my pleasure to serve you. Hey. It is my pleasure to serve you. Hey. We're serving the chicken the Lord's way, unless it's a Sunday. My pleasure to serve you. It is my pleasure to serve you. Hey. It is my pleasure to serve you. Hey. We're serving the chicken the Lord's way, unless it's a Sunday. My pleasure to serve you.
Verses 33 and 34. My children, I will be with you only a little longer. You will look for me, and just as I told the Jews, so I tell you now, where I am going, you cannot come. A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another.
Do me a favor, grab a Bible and find the verse that tells you what American political party you should support and vote for. Go ahead. I'll wait.
A few moments later.
Spoiler, you're not going to find it, because the Bible doesn't give specific instructions like that. That's just not how it works. It doesn't tell you how we need to handle this moment in American politics, because the Bible was written in a different time, thousands of years ago, and for a totally different purpose. But what it does do is it gives us wisdom to handle the moment and to see and feel our world. And where that should intersect with modern American politics is that we need to view our politics through the lens of Jesus Christ, instead of creating a version of Jesus that supports our politics. Now, what's interesting about that, at least to me, is that a conservative Republican today can read the Bible and come to the conclusion that the teachings of Jesus align perfectly with the Republican Party. And a progressive liberal Democrat can read the exact same Bible and come to the conclusion that Jesus totally thinks we should all vote blue and be Democrats. So who's right? Well, I submit that the answer is neither. Because if you remember from last week, Jesus is not a fan of boxes. Here's what I mean. Jesus spent most of his time being asked questions of duality. Are you this or are you this? Who's right, them or them? And almost exclusively, he rejected the whole premise of the question and submitted an entirely new question and a whole new way of thinking that focused on grace, forgiveness, and justice. It's not left or right, Democrat or Republican. That's way too small for Jesus. Plus, political parties in America are fluid. The Republican Party today looks nothing like the Republican Party of Abraham Lincoln. And the Democratic Party today looks nothing like the Democratic Party of FDR in the mid-20th century. So, what do we do? Well, if political parties are fluid, then Christians can't follow them and shouldn't follow them. we have to follow something else. We have to live into God's kingdom, which is here and now, and we do this by upholding the values of God's kingdom. Grace, mercy, forgiveness, justice, and truth, and really specifically justice, because if we get that right, the rest is a lot easier. And this is how we get to the question we asked last week. How do we love and respect people of other political persuasions when their political opinions and perspectives are actually damaging to us or to people we love and care about? The answer is that we do not tolerate discrimination as Christians. We accept people just as God made them, and if someone or something disagrees with that, then we have to stand for what's right. But we need to do so in a way that builds a longer table instead of a higher wall. Because no matter who's in the White House, it's up to us, the church, to live out kingdom justice. And the Bible defines justice very clearly. Nearly every time the Bible talks about what we think of today as social justice, it brings up what's called the quartet of the vulnerable. This is the immigrant, widows, orphans, and the poor. There are countless scriptures where this is upheld, and it is a through line from Genesis 1 all the way through the end. And the best example of this is the person of Jesus, who gave up everything he had for the healing of the world and then calls you and me to do the same. So how would Jesus vote? It depends. Who's doing more to support and lift up the marginalized and the immigrant and the widows and the orphan and the poor? Or put it another way, who is loving people as Jesus loves us? But remember, no matter who is in the White House, we still have to love each other that way.
Do you feel the world is broken? We do. Do you feel the shadows deepen? We do. But do you know that all the dark won't stop the light from getting through? We do. And do you wish that you could see it all made new? We do. Is all creation groaning? It is. And is a new creation coming? It is. And is the glory of the Lord to be the light within our midst? It is. And is it good that we remind ourselves of this? Is anyone worthy? Is anyone whole? Is anyone able to break the seal and open the scroll? The Lion of Judah, who conquered the grave. He is David's root and the Lamb who died to ransom the slave. Is he worthy? Is he worthy of all blessing and honor and glory? Is he worthy of this? Does the Father truly love us? He does. And does the Spirit move among us? He does. And does Jesus, our Messiah, hold forever those he loves? He does. And does our God intend to dwell again with us? He does. Is anyone worthy? Is anyone whole? Is anyone able to break the seal and open the scroll? The Lion of Judah, who conquered the grave. He is David's root and the Lamb who died to ransom the slave. Is he worthy? Is he worthy of all blessing and honor and glory? Is he worthy of this? Is anyone worthy? Is anyone whole? Is anyone able to break the seal and open the scroll? The Lion of Judah, who conquered the grave. He is David's root and the Lamb who died to ransom the slave. From every people and tribe, every nation and tongue, He has made us a kingdom and priests to God, to reign with the Son. Is he worthy? Is he worthy of all blessing and honor and glory? Is he worthy of this? Oh, he is. He is. He is worthy. He is worthy. He is worthy. He is
So that's like the end of the video, and there's like a Zoom meeting right now if you're watching live on Wednesday night, and you should totally come because there's definitely going to be prizes. You need to come. You like stop watching right now, go to the link in the description, click it, and then see you at the Zoom meeting in a few minutes. Okay? Cool.